You film the other side only.
Oh, that'd be so cuckoo. So cuckoo.
It's so cuckoo crazy.
And
Action.
dip.
Dip.
Wait, let's do that again. So I'm like, now that I'm situated. Okay.
Welcome back to the dip, everybody. For this week's scoop, what do we have, you guys?
We're gonna be talking about gender expression and how that correlates within culture and yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've officially decided that we're calling ourselves the dip.
Yep.
Also, because it correlates with being dip, but
Our friends can say it.
but our friends can say just the dip, and we can still do the scoop.
Don't worry, guys. It's not offensive. We think it's very funny.
We love it.
We love heart emoji. Also, shout out to Kendall for letting us film in
Oh my
her
god, yeah, we're in this lovely location, this locale,
Yeah.
in Kendall's bedroom,
Yes.
featuring Kendall's clothes as well. So, except this bell, this is mine.
And her squishmallows.
Yeah, and her squishmallows.
Her children.
We just thought it was a great, comfortable, mutual meeting spot for all of us to meet, and it's the least our white allies could do. Do you know what I mean? Just kidding, you guys are lovely most of the time. All of the time. Okay, so going along with our conversation about gender expression, let's go ahead and get into it.
Mm-hmm.
Are you comfortable with your gender expression?
Yeah.
I would say so.
I think, going through life, I think it's good to always try new things. And it's like last year I would have never worn, these candy bracelets, and they're literally candy bracelets. You know what I mean? Because I was like, oh, those are for girls only, or blah, blah. Or
I ain't with that fruity shit.
Yeah, get out of here with it. Or, rings. And then, I don't know, try new things, and it's like... But yeah, I think I'm comfortable, and also, if I would try new things, stepping out of my comfort zone, and that's also good.
Yeah. I would say so for the most part. There are some days where I'm for example, during the summer, I put on a pair of jean shorts, and I was like, no, this does not feel right. This does not look right. I'm taking them off. So there are occasions like that where I'm like, no, this doesn't work for me. This is not whatever.
Do you feel like you don't associate with some feminine attributes anymore?
Yeah,
is that what it is?
I would say so for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's just kind of grown on me now and how comfortable I'm getting with myself. So, yeah.
Slay.
Why? So yes, the bracelets and rings and stuff and jewelry are correlated with being a doll, a girly girl.
A girly girl. Or even just the color pink.
Yeah, that's true.
Because where I grew up, it was boys equals blue, girls equals pink. Yeah. If you so much as think about pink.
Well, remember you told us a story about, what was it?
It's how pink used to be
considered
a masculine.
It was masculine, but then it was,
And then it was considered a feminine color because women started taking over the ideologies of pink, and so it just goes to show that literally everything that has been associated with a specific gender is just a really, really, really made up concept.
Literally.
Yes.
Because I was it's a color. Why are we assigning a gender to it?
Yeah, it's just a color.
It's just
your skin is just a color.
It's just a color.
It's just a color.
Come
leave it
on.
alone.
Well, there goes the whole point of our podcast.
That's it. That is.
I am very comfortable with my gender expression now. I mean, I feel it's definitely been a huge process. Just growing up, I never felt like a boy, ever. And I was just I'm not a boy. But then I would be like, am I a girl? Ooh. And then even that was just I even tried to settle with do I not feel comfortable as a girl because society tells me not to? And I was like, no, it just feels way too abrasive to I am a girl and I'm a boy. It just felt really constrictive. And so it was about my freshman year of college, actually, when I, like, heard the term non-binary and, like, gender fluid, and I was like, ooh, I was like, wow, that sounds really cool. And so I, like, looked into it, and I was like, this is exactly how I feel. Like, I do not feel like I fit within a binary, and I feel just so compelled to, like, try and dip my foot into everything. And so I started identifying as a non-binary individual. I more so identify as, like, gender fluid, because non-binary, you know, most non-binary people associate with themselves without existing within a binary. But I feel like I do exist within those binaries, and it just depends on the day.
The day,
you know.
right.
Depends on the temperature and the air.
Yeah.
No, it just changes all the time, and so I like to consider myself gender fluid because there's fluidness in it. So,
Fluid period.
what do you guys? How do you guys like identify like gender to yourself?
Male.
They're like, what are your pronouns? You're like the boy ones.
The boy ones. Because it's the fact the way you said it, you said
Male. Damn.
like shit. Okay, damn.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah, that's like.
No, and you're seen and you're heard.
You are.
I'm so sorry, you guys. Yeah, it's just like I learned about non-binary and stuff. Thank you so much, and so I'm gonna actually leave.
I'm non-binary. Guys, love you.
And I was like,
so funny.
no, like, I identify, as male. I just like playing around with things.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Because I was like, these don't have a gender.
Period.
Yeah, they're just like accessories. Or
Yeah.
like when men paint their nails, I'm like, it's paint, you guys. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. Not male, sorry. Definitely identify as female with the she, her pronouns. There are just like times where I'm like,
Oh yeah, he, him.
I don't want to dress like a girl.
Mhm.
You know, I feel like that is fine.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really just it. And then like, because I'm also like, yes, woman power, slay mama, queen, you know? So I'm like, I feel like me personally, like being a woman, I identify as a woman, but also having masculine traits and all that stuff is like super important with like just women power stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Or like, sorry, you said something. I was like, yeah, that's how I feel. It's like men who like have like feminine features,
Yes.
or like traits, and it's like to break those like stereotypes
Yes,
and
exactly.
norms that like have
Exactly.
been established. I'm like, yeah, let's fucking break that shit.
Yeah.
That's exactly
I think it's really refreshing to hear people who are like very very in tune with like what their pronouns are and who they are, and like they're like, I am this, but also still like experimenting, because like I think that's the thing that gets misconstrued all the time, like, oh, you're experimenting, you're non-binary now, like, and it's just like,
Yeah.
that's just not the case sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, people are very, concrete in the way that they feel about themselves, but then they also like to experiment.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool. You said your pronouns are she, her.
Yeah.
He, him. Wait, hold on, before you say say yours and then I'll tell the story.
Oh, about class? Yeah, I'm a genius. My
really
pronouns
is.
are they, he, she, so you can literally, I accept all pronouns.
Yeah.
But what
So, during class,
know.
now part of like, what would you, the norm, I
the
guess?
getting to know
The
you
getting to
class.
know you is like,
Introductions.
say your name, your major, and your pronouns. And so we're going around the room, and everyone's like, he, him, she, her, they, them. And then Nolan goes, hello, my name is Nolan Quintanilla, T, he. And I just wasn't expecting it.
Because my gender is silly.
I'm
I'm just rambunctious.
The
I'm a
funny-
rapscallion.
The funny thing about it is like, especially like Angelo,
Yeah.
he will definitely like
He'll be
call
like,
you
T.
because who is some. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Work.
Really, as you should.
No, Angelo is everything.
I love
Yeah.
But like, the thing is that like, yes, that's 1000% a joke, like me being he. But there are people with neopronouns, you know? And so, like, thank God Angelo is a professor. If you're watching this, that's not in our program.
Everything to us.
He is a technical professor, and he's just chef's kiss. Chef's kiss at that man. This one is a little bit different. Does your family respect your pronouns? I guess it's not hard for your family to respect y'all's.
Yeah. Because it's like, I don't think they, like, know, like, they know what pronouns are, obviously, because, you know, like, we have to learn about them in school, but it's like, the world of pronouns where it's like, oh, people go by they, them, or like, they'll go by, like, the other ones, like, what are they, like, zers? Z's or stuff like that. I don't think they know any about that, and so it's like, if I went by something else, I don't know how they would react, or if they would respect it.
That's how I feel. It's like literally exactly like, I don't think they know about the other ones. I try to, like, because some of my friends, you know, they use they them pronouns as well, and I try to, like, reference that, and I don't think that they would. Yeah. Maybe my mom would, like, try.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think they'd try, but then they'd be like,
they? Is there many of them?
Yeah.
Is there multiple people that you're talking about?
That's exactly. I don't think they would, like, take it as seriously as it should be. You know?
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
So that's where my family would be standing.
Yeah.
Agreed. What about you? Since you use, like, actual, like, he, she, they.
My family, it depends on where I am. But also, my family loves to use, like, she, her pronouns for me all the time. And, like, and they sometimes do it on accident. It's more of an accident thing and less of, like, a woke thing.
Yeah.
Because they'll be like, go hand it to her, him. And they'll be like, and I'll be like, literally, like, it's, like, I'm so okay with whatever you're saying.
Yeah.
My mom, she loves to tell stories and, like, use she, her for me. She's doing it in, like, a progressive way because she feels like I'm a she, her sometimes. And then she also is like, he, him, that's my son. That's my son. She is so cute. Like, that's what that's kind of something that she says all the time.
Cute.
And she hasn't really incorporated they, them pronouns. She's definitely incorporated them when I'm speaking about other people, but with me, she doesn't as much, which totally okay. Like I said, I accept all pronouns, and I think it's just because when whatever people feel as though to call me, I'm okay with it. You know, I think that's why I'm comfortable with it. But my mom is respectful of it, and then my family, you know, will think that they're misgendering me, but I'm like, you know, you guys are kind of right, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's,
you popped up.
I think that's another reason why I started accepting she, her, because people would say it, and I would be like, okay.
Yeah.
And it felt comfortable. It felt right. And I was like, okay, yes. And then people would say he, him, and I was like, well, yes, that one feels correct as well because it's normal. And then she, her feels correct. And then, you know, I got to the point where people were like, they didn't know. And so they would start using they. And I was like, that's also cute as fuck too. Yeah. And so I just, you know, the major three, I really love. I love them. They're all fun. I love them. Me talking about my non-binary friend. I love them.
I love them. That is funny. See, okay, so that's sometimes, like, okay, because, like, okay, if I were to be dressing, like, super masculine, have my hair back, and have a hat on, sometimes people would be like, here you go, ma'am. And I'm like, were you gonna say sir? And I'm like, shit! You know? Like, you're gonna call me a sir, which I'm not like I would identify as that, but like if they were to accidentally mistaken me for that, I wouldn't be upset. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
No, that doesn't make sense.
You know?
Well, yeah. I mean, no. You're. I literally will talk for hours, so cut me off.
You go for it, and then I'll go next.
But I mean, like, another reason why I accept pronouns is because I believe that the words have as much power as you give them.
Yeah.
So if you feel compelled or even comfortable with, like, those things, but you don't necessarily, like, you know, vibe with it. It's like sometimes like how bitch used to be like not a term of endearment. Like, you know, the bitch used to be a huge and now like
our best friend is bitch.
Yes. Wait, no, I'm gonna go on like a tangent. The other day, one of my friends who never says my fucking name answers the phone and goes, "Hi, Nolan," and I almost threw up. Like, what? Don't ever fucking say my name to me.
You're like, are you mad at me? What did
I
do?
No, it's usually, hey girl, or hey bitch, or hey, good. You know, like,
Yeah.
vibes like that.
Yeah.
And so she was like, hi, Nolan. And I was like, oh my God. But anyways, like, words literally, like, have as much power as you give them. Like, bitch being a very specific example of that is, like, it's now a term of endearment. So, like, you create as much importance that you want with a word. So.
Period.
Literally.
What does your family think about gender expression and, like, how they have reacted to maybe you having conversations about it with them?
They're very traditional. Very.
Same.
I think my mom, like I said, she tries, but I think that she's just, like, stuck in those ways to where if something were to be, for example, if I were to bring one of my friends that do go by they, them pronouns, I think she would try, but, like, and she would, I don't know how to explain it because I think she is progressive and she tries, like, for example, you. She absolutely adores you. She loves you so much. But
They love the dolls.
That is so funny. But, like, I don't know. I think she would try, but at the same time, she would still question why.
Mm-hmm.
She wouldn't see a super big importance for why you felt that way or why somebody was, like, going by those pronouns, you know?
Does she almost view it as, like, oh, what a cute phase of their life?
Yes, literally, that's what it is.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was the entire time. It's because I forgot the question, so I was trying to remember it.
Well, here, like,
what does your
family think about gender expression?
So that's the other. It goes back to the same thing where it's like everyone they're around with and everyone they interact with is so, like, traditional by the norm, and so, like, I again don't think that they know, like, anything outside of that.
Yeah.
And so, like, they know about, like, gay people and lesbian people, but it's, like, non-binary. I don't think they know about that, or, like, just trying to express yourself through, like, clothing or hairstyles or jewelry or whatever. They're like, but that's for girls, or but that's for boys. So
do you think
again, it goes back to traditional.
Yeah, is it because they've never been exposed to someone specifically like that?
I think so. And also, like, that, and then, just that. Like, I don't think they've been exposed to it at all. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, ew. Did you hear that? My fucking frog? I hope that didn't catch it. Jesus Christ.
Oh, but dude. ASMR.
But, like, am I, like, a prime example of, like, what a non-binary person is, like, that you use within your family?
No, I don't know. I don't even know what, because I can't even remember the last time that I was having a conversation about non-binary people with my mom. Just because, like, all the answers she gives me annoys the hell out of me. And I'm like, okay, you're clearly not taking any information that I'm giving you or telling me.
Yeah.
Or I'm telling you. What I meant to say, but I don't know. I just don't know how to explain it because it's just like she's just, like, so questioning and not just, like, open to new things.
Yeah,
that's what it is. I want to say.
Yeah.
And, like, it would just be like back to what you said, like, oh, it's just like a little funny phase that they're going
they're
through.
just going through phase. Like, let's pray it out of them.
And she, like, even told me that, like, she is, like, she's had gay friends before or whatever, and she's loved them, but they were, like, guys, of course. And so, and that she loved them and whatever and stuff like that, but I don't know. It's just... I don't know how to explain it.
No, literally.
She's just, like, so traditional, but occasionally she tries to be progressive, but things she says is not actually progressive.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I think, I mean, a lot of, like, of our parents' generation, I don't know, your parents might be older.
No, my parents are in their 30s.
So
40s.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Wait,
30,
where?
40s.
Yeah, my mom is 40. I'm not gonna say her whole age, Jesus Christ. But she's 40. She's in her 40s.
Yeah.
But, like, around that age of, like, they might have been very progressive for the 90s, but the things that they think now are not
Yeah.
necessarily
No,
That's
progressive.
true.
okay, yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And so, like, they, in their head, they're like, oh, when I was a teenager, I was about it. Like, I knew the lingo,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah. Like, yes, I loved Ellen on that TV show.
Yeah.
I heard that RuPaul song once.
I
Yeah.
said, yeah, my
They were
mom
like,
said,
"Juan
I
Gabriel."
love them drag
Yeah, I
queens.
listened to them. They don't know who that is,
I
but
love
do,
drag
guys.
brunch.
Don't worry.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, like, my mom was very much like that. Like, exactly how you guys were, like, explaining.
Mhm.
And, like, the reason I asked the question of, like, do you think it's just because I haven't been exposed to it is because I know the reason why my mom is educated on everything is because I am educating her on it. And I'm there being like, or like, hey, or like, you know, like telling her what the lingo is, or like how other people might, you know, and it does take sometimes being that annoying person where just like consistently correcting someone about someone else's pronouns when you're talking about them. They,
Yeah.
she, he, you know, like just going, like literally just being, it sounds annoying, but like to be persistent about it.
Yeah, and
to get it into people's
their head.
But yeah, I think my mom is progressive because I've exposed her to that, and I think a lot of my family gets it as well because they have like a clear understanding of what it's like, and that they're also people that operate normally too. Because some people will associate of like people who have like broad gender expression as like these really like oddball edgy characters that don't seem, you know, all there.
Yeah.
And that's just incorrect and you know, awful to think. And so I think it's nice to have a good example of like, even if it's not like, and that does suck that you still have to have a good shining educated intelligent example to show to like consider it to be like a respectful thing.
Literally.
You know.
That literally, so like the only thing that I can like compare that to, like that in our family was like mental health. And it was like, it wasn't until like me and my cousin literally had to go to therapy because it was so bad that they were like, oh shit.
Yeah.
That's because they'd just be like, go outside, live in the sun. It's because of your phone. You're in your room all day.
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
It's because we on that damn phone so much.
Literally, and it wasn't until like it was in their face that they're like, oh shit, we should take this seriously. So I think like if I one day like in my life I'm like suddenly I'm non-binary, you know, then it wouldn't be till then that they'll like start to like grasp at it and like try to like actually understand it, because if I tell them about it, they'll be like, okay, you know, and like I'll tell them about it and they're like try to move on or like start an argument or something like that. But it's not until like it's constantly in their lives that like shit, okay.
And I feel like that's how like my mom, that's why she's kind of progressive. That's what I was saying. It's because like, you know, me coming out to her and like me having a girlfriend now is like actually happening. So she's like, oh, okay. But I think the fact that I'm not with her all the time to tell her that stuff, that's why it's not like sticking and staying. Yeah. So I think that's another thing. She did, okay, so like last week I went to my brother's football game to see him conduct the band, you know, whatever.
Mr. Drum Major.
But and she was talking to me with this kid that graduated the year before me. He like had this big ass crush on me, and we kind of like live near each other or whatever. And so she was talking to his mom because his mom has like some daughters, and like she was part of like the band booster thing, whatever. So she was talking to her, and she was like, yeah, and like his girlfriend, and I was like. And so she was like explaining this whole thing to me, and I was like, oh, so you tell people that I have a girlfriend.
Okay.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
So that's another thing.
Hell
so I was like, she's slowly, maybe.
Yeah.
I think it's just like work of time for sure.
Yeah.
That's, I love that. Yeah. I mean, that's what it is that like, I think the best way to be educated, obviously it's easy to go to Google search, bitch.
Yeah,
like,
no, literally.
It's easy, but it
Literally.
is very nice to have like a explicit like example of what such and such is like, you know, to like be educated on it. Because it wasn't until like I had conversations about, you know, my gender expression with people, and I literally just was like word vomiting about how I felt, so I could finally identify what I was. And so sometimes it literally just takes experiences to educate people.
Yeah.
Which, you know, you can't just like go out there and buy an experience. You can't go out there and buy a conversation about it. Like you have to go out there and either come across it, or sometimes you can seek it too.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a lot of times where you can seek, you know, those kinds of conversations with people. Do you have your question?
Yes, you do. Okay.
You'd be such a good host, by the way. Sorry.
Me?
Yeah. You like, you talk, but then you also like include us.
Yeah.
That's like shit. Shout out to Nolan.
Okay,
Stop.
my question is, how do my, or yours, different identity markers, race, sexual orientation, ability, body size, shape, class status, influence or interact with my experience of gender? It's kind of a big question that includes a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So like
how do like certain aspects?
How do certain aspects of your personality and life influence and then interact with your experience of gender identity?
Oh.
Or
I have one.
Yeah, go
ahead.
This is something that I just like think about, and fair warning, I'm kind of an extremist when I think about things. This might never be that extreme, honestly. But I think sometimes I do believe that if I was white, my gender expression and sexuality would be taken more seriously. Because it's kind of like sometimes people will say like pick a struggle kind of vibes. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I'm like, damn girl, you're gay.
You're gay.
You're gay, you wear skirts, and you're brown? On top of all of that?
No, yeah.
Pick a struggle, bitch.
They're like, you asked for this.
Yeah.
No.
Literally, I'm like, oh my god. Like, yeah. And so, we're gonna get done today. So I think, like, I think that, like, my, you know, race heavily influenced the amount of importance that I have within my gender expression. It almost made me
That's how I feel.
fight for it harder.
That's how I feel.
Because, like, I was like, all right, I'm already out here fighting the good fight for my people, my Latinas, and, you know, but I also, you know, I'm now exposing myself to so many other forms of ignorance too, just to like add on top of all of everything else. So it's difficult sometimes, but I will, like I was saying, I think that there is a very big difference between being a queer person of color and just being queer too. Like if you're a white queer person and a queer person of color, there's just a huge difference because it's not PEMDAS, okay? Like two negatives don't equal positive at this point. And so like there's these two determining factors and huge major things about you that are literally pushing you from success against the world. And I don't know how you might feel about that.
Yeah, no, that's actually how I feel. Like going back to explaining where I was like, me identifying as with the she her pronouns like is such like a big like impactful thing. I feel like that I take into consideration as well, going with me being a woman who is a person of color who is queer. I feel like all those things I'm like, yes, I gotta fight for them like so hard. But then again, you know what, I'm saying this and I'm so confident in who I am outside of my family, but when I'm within them, like I'm like shit, like I've never dressed mask in front of my family. I'm scared too.
That's the
I'm
thing.
scared to dress mask in front of them.
I was like, the person that I am with like my friends at school and the person that I am like at home, I'm like completely different people.
Same.
They don't know each other.
Literally same. I remember during the summer I was driving home from getting food and I was dressed super masculine and I called my brother and I was like, is Alonzo there? Alonzo being my stepdad. I was like, let me know if Alonzo's there. He's like, why? I was like, so I can like de-gay myself because like I don't know how this is gonna like overhook, because like, you know, them like already being like a whole like not like problem, but like them like me being gay and having a girlfriend is like a whole thing that they're dealing with already. I'm like, do I want to add some more things for them to like talk to me about or like treat me differently about, you know? Yeah. So I was like, let me know if I need to take my hat off. Yeah. You know? So I don't know. It's that's why I try to like push for it so much when I'm not within my family, because I can't do that for myself within
it's
my
just
family.
so odd because I feel
I know.
when everyone has like their certain their like outfit, like everyone has their certain thing that you wear. When I picture you in like jeans, your medium sized shirt probably, and your snapback. Like that's what I think about. And like, but like the fact that you don't.
That's what I'm saying. That's literally because anytime all my friends too, I'm like, my friends tell me, they're like, yeah, I don't see you dating men at all. Like, I know that you're the one dressing masculine and stuff. Like, that's how they see me. And I can't do that.
Uniform. That was the word I was looking for.
Oh my god, yeah, literally.
Uniform is the unicorn. Oh, sorry.
Going home and I have to put on the uniform. Literally, damn.
That's, I don't know. Yeah.
That's just... Then I literally feel like I'm sitting here not relating to either one of you sometimes.
And it's like,
because
we love learning it, and then me and Angelica are like,
and I'm like,
You're like
because any time I have this like extremely feminine fit, the first person I ask about the opinion for is my mom. I'll literally go out into the living room and I'll be like, how's this? And she'll be like,
slay.
She'll be like, add a belt. Or she'll be like, try a different shoe. Or something like that. Like, she's never like,
right.
Oh, that looks... There was a period of time where, like, I walked out in a skirt and she was like, oh, okay. And then she like, but luckily she just adjusted so quickly.
Yeah.
To the point where she's like, now she's like, hey, do you have a skirt I can borrow? Or like, hey, I ran out of mascara. Do you have any? Or like...
She's asking you?
Yes, like, hey, do you have eye makeup remover? Hey, do you have a chongo? Like, some dumb shit. Like, of like, this is so funny because growing up I used to be terrified to even like look at girls' clothing. And now I don't remember the last time I bought a piece of clothing from like the males section of a clothing store. Like, I don't remember that.
Right.
Like, every single time I go into a store now, I'm like, boring, women! And I mean, it's also, I mean, like you said, like everything doesn't have a gender to it, so like things can be styled however you want them to be. And I think that's another reason why I usually just don't buy masculine clothes, because sometimes they're just so ill-fitting for me. For me, they're just ill-fitting, and also there's like not that many choices, and
it's the same jean and the same 3 shirts with the same fucking print on them.
Yeah, just a different color.
Yeah, different color, different fonts.
And the only time you can get colors in men's clothes are like graphic tees. Like,
literally.
I'm not out here finding a pair of like green zebra pants in the men's section. Like, that's not something I'm gonna come across.
Yeah.
So it's frustrating to say the least, to be like, to hear that.
Yeah.
You don't.
Well, that's because another thing, I feel like I've been this like dressing this way for a long period of my life.
For a long periodically time.
Yeah. Yep.
She's a scholar.
Because like, okay, so here's like a really, I don't know if it's funny. It's kind of funny to me, but at the same time I'm like, so
you're like, it's so funny, and me and Edgar are like crying over this.
But like, okay,
cut
so
the cameras.
like, I
We'll be right
remember
back.
this was before I was out officially, but it was still like my senior year of high school, and I remember my brother like told my mom, was like, and I was dressing like a dyke, like literally, and all the fuck I was wearing was a fucking pair of jeans, a graphic tee that has like cars on it, and a flannel. That was it.
It was the
It was a flannel.
I was not to say it's the cars, and then you said flannel. And I was like, flannel.
It was a flannel. And so, like, my mom was telling me this the other day, because she remembered, like, him saying it, so I guess it was, like, a major thing that happened that she remembers all the time. And so, like, she said that, and the other day she was telling me, she was like, yeah, so after he said that, like, every time that I saw, like, a girl wearing a flannel, they were more masculine, and they were, like, you know, like, either gay. And so that's literally all I was thinking about anytime that I saw a flannel was that. And I was like, okay, like, that shouldn't mean anything in the first place.
Literally.
Second of all, like, it made that much of an impact on you that's all you saw. Like, I don't know. It kind of just didn't sit right with me.
Yeah.
And so that's why that's another reason why I don't want to. Because she already, like, has these, like, thoughts and, like, troubles about thinking that way. Yeah. So, I don't... Yeah, it's a hard time.
Damn, not the D slur.
No. Oh yeah.
You said it, and I was like, "Ooh!"
My brother said that. My brother said, sorry for
Oh yeah.
like that. I didn't mean like any of that. That's just like stuff that happened.
Yeah.
And so I was like, which is weird for my brother to say because my brother is one of the more progressive people that I know, on like LGBTQ like
He's an ally.
problems and stuff. He's definitely an ally because I remember I was telling him, I was like, calling my brother, I was like, let me know if I need to de-gay myself. He was like, be as gay as you want. Like, it shouldn't fucking matter. So he's
gotten better.
He's gotten
That's
better,
good.
for sure.
Is that the same brother that, like, last week you were like, I expected this from your brother, not from
yes,
you?
Yeah, I only have one brother. That's him, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So.
You just said that last week, and I was like,
yeah.
oh, wait.
Ah!
Alright.
And
we're back.
Sorry, guys. A lot of shit happened.
Yeah, we got into
And
a
Angelica
fight.
punched me in the face.
I did.
I tried to stop them, but then I saw a cat, and I had to go pet
Oh,
it.
yeah. Also, Kendall, the owner of this lovely room, made it an appearance for a second.
Yes. Maybe
Well,
she'll be a guest star in the future.
yeah, she'll definitely be a guest star in the
Definitely.
future.
And Signa too. I feel like they
Yeah,
can contribute.
would love to have the two of them. Anyways, so I guess I don't really remember what we were.
I don't
Let's just
remember
move on
either.
to
We
the
just
next
skipped
question.
the next
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, if we had a thing, you know, put in the comment section if you would like us to finish
Yeah.
whatever story it was.
Yeah.
What is it like for you on the daily? Like, as far as people, how they treat you, how they question you, how blankety blank, such and such.
I think it depends on how I'm dressed.
Mm.
That's really it.
Yeah.
I feel like even if I am dressed more masculine, there's not like a big difference for me. I feel like it's different when men do it, like where they dress more feminine, where they like, I don't know, compared to women.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's just how it is in also like sexual orientation as well. So
I think overall,
Yeah.
masculinity will always be praised, no matter where or who it's coming from. And anything conforming to feminine ideologies is always going to be looked down on.
Yeah.
And so if there is somebody who was, you know, AMAB, you know, assigned male at birth, and then they decide to start presenting as feminine, that's always going to be looked down upon. And not saying, obviously, you've had gratuitous amounts of experiences of, like, performing and, what am I trying to say? Performing and
Presenting?
presenting.
Oh, okay. It's like...
I literally say presenting all the time. Like, I present as blah, 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 and I couldn't figure fucking out the proportion. Anyways. Hi. Presenting as masculine, I feel like you know, you have had negative experience with it, but I find it interesting that you are acknowledging that, you know, that there is a sense of not necessarily privilege, but like difference in what it's like for you. What do you have like does anybody ever like?
So like, are we talking just in general, or like family specifically,
Just
or
in
like
general, or it
friends?
could be whatever.
Okay.
Does your family like? Because you do not dress like
Extremely like.
extremely. You don't dress, you know, girly or gay or whatever.
Yeah.
However,
This is what I wear on a daily basis:
uh-huh.
oversized crew neck and black.
No, but you've been
sets of-
popping up for some fits, Edgar.
Fair.
Don't act like you don't.
Every
Don't
now
act
and
like
then.
you don't.
fucking stuffy, dude.
Stop it, dude.
No, every now and then I'm like, you know what? Today I don't want to wear an oversized thing, and so I like kind of throw a little fit together and stuff. But the only thing that, because again, like we were saying, I don't dress like extremely feminine or extremely masculine, or like sometimes I play around and I'll like again just wear like this and like this is me stepping out of my comfort zone, is literally just wearing these things. But like one time I was wearing this is stupid. I was wearing these like, what's the pattern where it's like lines?
What?
Stripes.
It's like
Like,
Plaid?
are you talking about houndstooth or plaid?
plaid. I was wearing plaid like joggers. I'm sorry, I don't
It's
know.
okay. It's okay.
I was wearing these like plaid, and it's like I wore them, and everyone, my parents were like, it wasn't just my parents, but my family were like, those are. Did you get this from the girls section? I was like, no.
Huh?
I literally got these from American Eagle, and it's like any little thing that I do like that, they'll like mention it.
Yeah.
But then like, one of my uncles will do it, and then they're like, oh yeah, he looks so good in them. But it's like my youngest uncle, the baby of the family. Like, he'll do it, and I'm like, oh, but when I wore it, you guys were giving me shit.
Right.
What the fuck? But yeah, that's the only thing that I can equivocate it to.
That's crazy.
I hate that because, like, then
Literally.
why are they saying stuff to you?
I don't-
I'm
or
so
like,
confused.
so I wanted Air Force Ones for
Right.
the longest time, and then I guess they knew that they were like more from females. And
Wait,
No.
whoa, wait.
Air Force
Wait,
Ones?
what?
Air Force
No,
Ones?
tell me by the way I bought Air Force to be like more mask. Like, and you're over here saying that Air Force Ones are for the girls.
They're
It's
not.
a shoe.
It's a fucking shoe.
No, okay, or like, you know how my other ones, the colorful ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I once mentioned
I
that
love
I got
those.
those from the girls section, and they're like, "What?" And I was like, "They're a shoe."
They're like,
Yeah.
throw them away.
No.
They're like, don't overreact, because like I can't shock them anymore. But
Me too.
I'm just like, we've gone over this where it's like, I've told them this before, like I'm like, it's a color. Why are you giving it a gender? Or like, I remember like one time, like one of my cousins texted me and they're like, oh, like I wish I could paint my nails like this, and it's one of my younger cousins. I was like, do it.
Oh, I remember you telling me this.
Yeah, and I was like, just do it, and they're like, no, like you know, and I was like, bitch, I'll do it, and start painting my nails black. And I'll do it again. I kind of look hot with them on, so anyway.
Period.
And now that I'm like, where's rings? I'm like, I don't
Yeah,
do it
you
again.
do.
I don't go fuck.
Yeah, you
Anyways,
do.
but no, I literally mentioned that I wear the shoes, and they're like, okay.
Air Force
And then again,
Universal
that same
shoe.
uncle wanted them, and they were like, oh, we have to go look for them. Like, we need to send them. And I'm
That
like,
is so weird.
I just don't
Edgar,
understand.
maybe
And
they're
it's
just
like,
telling you that you don't look good in them, and he does.
maybe that is why. But here's the thing. That's like one of my favorite uncles because we're so similar in age, and like he came and lived with us for like a year because he wanted to study over here because he lives in Mexico, but he stayed with us for the longest time, and so like I grew up with him, and I'm like, why is it okay when he does it, but when
Right.
I do it, you guys give me shit?
Right.
Hmm?
Do you think it's because, like...
I think it's because I don't have a girlfriend. Is it? Huh? I fucking knew it.
Does he have a girlfriend?
Yeah, it's so funny though because they were born the same year, the same month, the same day.
What?
So like their birthdays are both October 31st, Halloween, the same year.
So
Oh,
what
they're-
I'm hearing it... They're...
No, they're Scorpios, so they're both insane.
I mean, they have been dating for like 4 or 6 years.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
I love that. That's actually really fucking cool.
I know. I love that their birthdays are both I almost said Valentine's.
When's
Day.
your birthday?
Literally, I never understood like that. Again,
Why?
it goes back to the why. Like I'm like, it's shoes.
Yeah.
Why does it matter where you get them from?
Yeah.
Or like, once like my older, so like I never wore like anything pink. But then like once like other people started doing it, like my mom was like, why don't you wear this pink shirt? And I was like, I don't like pink.
Yeah.
And they're like, but it looks good. I'm like, no, you literally told me pink was for girls, and now you're getting mad at me because I don't want to wear
It's
pink.
trick.
Yeah.
It's
Literally,
They're
she's
trying
trying to
to
gaslight me.
Yeah, they're like you would if in an alternate universe where you wore the pink shirt, they're like, fucking gay.
Yeah,
No,
literally.
yeah.
You're fucking gay. I fucking knew it.
You know how I know?
Because
You
you wear
fucking
pink
rad.
shit.
Oh my
fucking
god.
God.
Literally.
That's
It's-
so bad.
Yeah.
I know. Or like, oh my god, you know what it was?
What?
It was Air Force Ones as well, but it was Doc Martens. That's
Not
the one
the
that
dogs.
they were like, interesting.
Smells a bit fruity in
It
here.
smells
I was like, you guys, it's boots.
Bruh.
I just want to wear boots.
Dogs are like...
Me when something's
Almost
awesome,
work
you
boots.
guys, it's boots. It's boots. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was dogs are like work boots almost too.
Literally.
kind of.
And
so
I
like...
have some that are, I'm like, you guys, what?
That is...
Gosh.
Girl.
Maybe they see like fashion and style. No, that's definitely what happens. They equate your fashion and your style to femininity.
Yeah, they do, 1,000%. Like fashion, style, accessories, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, I don't mind, because here's the thing. I know I'm one of the most problematic cousins in the family. I know that.
Me too. Which is just crazy.
Literally.
As it should
Crazy.
be.
I get why you are, because you're the way you are.
But literally,
But
like,
you,
'cause
Edgar,
That's
they know,
true.
here's the thing.
good
like,
smelling Edgar.
Good smelling Edgar.
Edgar, who literally like doesn't do shit. No, like I know that I am, and here's the thing: half of the stories are false, and they only are one-sided, and no one knows my side. But it's okay, you know. You live your dream, and then it's like, but that just means that I can do stuff that'll help you, like my younger cousins out, like painting your nails.
Yeah.
I'm like, I did it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do it. Or like, growing your hair long, it was such a big deal They're like,
Really?
yes. Like, you know how I had my hair long and part of
Yeah.
them no? They're like, cut it off, shave it off. You need to have short hair, blah, 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 blah.
Really?
Yeah. And it's like, my mom constantly, she always gets on to me for my hair. She's like, why didn't you go get a haircut? I'm like, I don't want to. And also, I just don't like the way that my hair looks whenever, like, I have short hair. But then I was like, I need to get out of that cycle, and that's why I shaved my hair. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. But, like, literally, I had my hair so long, and part of them,
Yeah, I
like,
remember.
my entire family was like, ¿Y esas greñas? And I'm like, oh, leave me alone. And then my little
Translation.
cousin,
For the audience.
¿Y esas greñas? And greñas is, like, hair, but, like, a negative term for your hair. So, like, that messy hair, I guess, or like, that corn hair or whatever.
The mop you got on your head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally. They're like, what am I doing? Blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, my little cousins, the same one who was like, I want to paint my nose. He was like, Mom, can I please grow my hair out like Edgar? And she was like, no. And I was like, it's hair, you guys.
That's why they're mad you're influencing them in the wrong way.
I know.
Yeah.
I bet
That's why
you.
they're
I
mad.
bet you that they're pissed because I know the stories that go around me, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. First of all, but also leave your children alone.
Yeah.
Leave the kids out of this!
Leave the kids out of it. No, literally.
That's so weird.
That's why I was like, I don't mind. I was like, I know that I'm the problem cousin. I don't give a fuck though. And it's
Damn.
funny because I'm like, I know half of the shit my cousins do, and I'm like,
It's the way you're causing your cars.
We'll be right back.
The way you're causing more of a ruckus in your family than I am.
And also, it's so funny.
That's so crazy.
No,
No one's
it's
like,
like-
I need to start something.
No, literally, I'm jealous. I'm trying to I'm literally bought 5-inch platform heels the other day.
And they're like,
And I'm
"Rank."
pulling less focus than Edgar. Than Edgar.
It's because, again, it goes back to the thing where it's like, my family's so traditional. They're
Yeah.
so, like, follow the
Yeah.
rules, go by
Yeah.
the norm.
Mhm.
So, like, me doing theater, they were like, call the church elders, what
Yeah.
the fuck? And then, yeah, they still,
Right.
like, to this
They're
point.
not. They're not mad that you're doing theater because they think it's gay. They're mad. You're
They're
doing
mad
theater
because
it's
I'm
awful.
No. They're
And
mad
theater's
because
gross.
they're mad because I don't want to be, which is wrong. They still don't understand this, but they're like, "Oh, you don't want to be a part of the family business. You don't want to run the restaurants. That's not it. Just I want to go live out my dreams and like." 'Cause anyways, they're also mad that I'm not working in a field. Sorry.
Sorry.
Literally, or like that I like indoors better than outdoors. It's like all these little things that I'm like, why is this such a big deal, you guys?
Right.
Like all these little things are like, what else? Oh, that most of my friends are girls. They're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? I'm like, sorry that the boys bullied me. And
Well, also,
it's
I think
easier
it goes
make
back
fun.
to you being male.
Literally,
That's
no.
literally what
It goes.
because,
It always goes back to
because
that.
my stepdad like has so much problems. I don't know if that's the correct
Yeah, has so many
wording
problems?
So many problems.
Yeah.
With my brother because he doesn't like flow into like what the norm of a masculine
Literally,
boy should be.
me.
Which again, my brother has his faults, of course.
Yeah.
But like you
That's-
know,
yeah. Again, I have my faults. I know that. I'm not. We're human.
yeah, exactly.
But it's like all these little things that I'm like, why is it a big? Oh my god, another big one. So like, we're from Mexico. They love wearing their boots. I hate wearing boots with jeans. I hate it. I just hate wearing jeans or boots. And they're like, what the fuck? Or that I don't like soccer. They're like, you don't want to
You
play
don't like
soccer? What? Or like, what else?
That's isn't that the sport that they play in She's All That? No, wait, what is that one movie with Amanda Bynes where she pretends to be a boy?
She's all that.
I don't know.
Oh no, I mean no. He's the man.
He's the man.
Oh wait, she's the man.
Wait, the
Is it
way
She's
you
the Man?
they want you to play the thing from He's the Man.
That's so funny.
That's crazy.
That's funny.
Sorry. Oh my god.
But it's like, no, I could go on
Interrupting
a
here for
whole tangent about like things that like I'm still baffled
Comment
at,
down
that,
below
like,
if you want the list.
If you want the list, I will literally
Edgar will
spend
write it
20
for you.
minutes. Because it's like these smallest things that like, again, like, those, we're dramatic. Obviously, we're Mexican, we're Latinos. We love being dramatic.
Right, of course.
And so like, the littlest things, they're like,
Yeah.
I just realized
what?
the reason why my family's okay with me being like this is because at least I'm pretty. Like, do you know what I mean? You remember when I was telling you guys that like my family just like wants
Some ugly?
like No. Do you remember when I was telling you about the difference between family? Your family is like, you have to work, you have to be
Oh!
strong.
Yes.
And then my family's like, you have to be perfect, you have
Yeah,
to look
yeah, yeah.
perfect, you have to blah, 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 blah.
I was
And-
so confused, like,
Oh,
yeah,
you're like,
I know that I'm ugly as
that's-
shit.
No, but like
I get it.
my-
I get
Yeah,
what
that
you're
makes
trying to
sense.
say.
my family probably is like, you know what? It's different, but they look good
Yeah.
doing it.
Right.
My family's
And
like,
then your family's like, it's
No
different.
matter
and
what,
you're not working
It's different
hard.
and it's
No.
awful.
oh, like, because they don't understand, like, to the extent that theater goes to, or, like, all this other things, and it's like, yeah, that makes more sense. I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
But still, let me wear Doc Martens, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Anyways, I
God.
still do.
I
I
gotta
don't
throw my
know
Doc
if,
Martens away because they're so sissy.
I wonder what, like, what's the next controversy I'll call my family? Comment down below what I should do. I think I should wear, because here's the thing, I only wore nail polish here in Amarillo, and I don't even think my parents were home.
Oh.
So I don't think anyone saw me with nail
Wear
polish.
nail polish.
Yeah, I wear nail polish.
Yeah.
It's paint.
It's just so. I mean, I get it though. Like, even the way that I present, even sometimes like having nail polish in my hands, I'm still like. Sometimes, like, I
Yeah.
don't. It's just because I don't just like do like a basic color. I'm out here with like glitter on my hands, and I'm like. But like, even then, I'm still kind of like. But another thing that I was gonna say is like when we were talking about like how you deal with that in your daily life, is that I've noticed this, and I don't think I've kind of spoken to some people about it, but like the way that like the more feminine I look, the more comfortable people are with it. Like the more androgynous and kind of like in between I am, that's when people are uncomfortable with it.
That's true.
So like if I'm wearing like sweatpants but then like a tight top with like a feminine cut to it, that's when people are like, what? But if I'm going full like skirt, like heels moment, and I have like, you know, like a cute little eye on and my nails are done, they're like, oh, that's a woman. You know,
Right.
it's way more accepting for me to be the extreme of something than it is for me to be the medium of something. Because I think people will, it's easily digestible by people if I'm the complete extreme of something.
The complete straight.
The complete stream.
And I think that's the way that it just plays into like how society is. They're fine with it being one thing or the
Yes,
other. Like
'cause they're, like,
traditionalist,
black and
one
white.
thing or the other. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not comfortable with living in between the norms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they don't understand how to do that.
Literally.
So I think that also plays into just the way society is now.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because like I mean obviously I get so many looks throughout the day. Like people just stare the house. People love to stare at me, and it's because you know I'm gorgeous obviously, but they, but
Sorry, I'm pretty,
people
and
just
you're
will
not.
literally just like stare. And there's sometimes where I'm like, I'll be out at like the mall with my mom, and she'll be the one to point out that like she notices that people are staring at me, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that happens all the time, and she'll be like, what? And I'll be like, yeah, and it. But then sometimes we'll be out and she'll be looking at my outfit. She's like, I don't even think this is that bad, and people are still staring at you, and I'm like, right? Like it's just, it's crazy, and that's one of the things that I experience most is like people just staring, and it's not. I mean, yes, it's also because we're in the South and like the Panhandle, but like going to New York, people are still staring.
Yeah.
Like people, like everyone's gonna stare.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go. And I think it's just how like you hold your self against it, you know, like if I walk
Cry.
around just being completely cry, is that what you said? Cry.
I walk around
cry.
completely crying.
I just cry the whole time. But if you just walk around with like the confidence that nobody can tell you that you look bad, then like that's when I feel the best.
Yeah.
So that's how I deal with it on the daily. You know. So yeah.
So like I've never like experienced like staring or anything like that, or like been with other people that like that's happened with. But then we went to Soccer Moms that one time. It was like you, Omar, someone else.
You were there.
And Helika. Remember we walked in and that family kept staring the entire time. And I was like, I've never seen this. Like I know that it's a thing, obviously, but I was like, I've never experienced it firsthand. But I was like, seeing
Like
other
literally, like I remember that specific time because people stare, but that day those people were like not trying to be sly about it all. They were like
literally
at me, and like again, it was me wearing like this like tank top situation. It wasn't even cropped. I'm famously known for wearing crop tops all the time.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a crop top tank. It was like a tank, and then I was wearing a cover up over that tank, and literally just sweatpants. I think we like was after like a dance audition or something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe like
Something.
a dance something.
Or like,
And
yeah.
I was fully wearing like not clothes that you think that would be like controversial or anything, but it was because I had my little bitty purse. And
You
that-
know what
Yeah,
it was.
you're right.
Yeah.
And I was
Right.
like, oh.
Yeah.
And literally this family was like,
The
Yeah.
entire time. Omar was literally, I'm gonna go beat them up. And I was like, you should. And then they left, thankfully. But I was like, I've never seen it happen in real life. And I was like, what the
it does. It happens.
Because, like, you know, people will stare, but they'll be kind of like, you know, they'll try to, like,
they'll
disguise
glance away.
it.
These people
No,
were,
these people were like,
staring.
the second Nolan walked in, they were like, and then they, like, started talking amongst themselves.
Yeah,
like,
they did.
And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I think people love to play a guessing game with me. Or like, is that are you a boy or are you a girl?
Are you a boy or girl?
Are you a boy or girl? Like, love.
And then you're like, I don't know, guess.
Oh my god, you don't know where I experienced an immense amount of misogyny and like homophobia
Where?
with my fucking job, the line cooks.
Oh,
the ones
yeah,
that-
you were telling us this the
Oh
other
my
day.
god! The line cooks at my job
I
are
remember.
so
Yeah,
fucking
you were telling
homophobic. Like to the like I said, I accept all pronouns until you're doing it to just be fucking rude. Like he will like I've never told this man that I accept all pronouns, and he'll go, "Here you go, ma'am." And like King, you speak maybe like a lick of English, and you decided to learn just enough to be homophobic. Are you joking? I was like, there's no way. And obviously when I'm at work, I'm not trying to present feminine either. Like, I'm literally wearing all black, like a t-shirt and jeans. And it's, you know, it's because I was wearing my Doc Martens. Doc Martens are girl shoes.
Yeah.
So.
No.
I still can't get over the fact that you were like, I wanted to get Air Force Ones to look more masculine.
And you were like,
And I'm like, I had, for anything, I was like, I had to fight tooth and nail
No.
to get those Doc Martens.
It's the way that the two shoes that you said your family finds feminine are the two shoes I have in my closet to masculinize my shoe selections.
That's literally it.
Literally, like, what the fuck?
Or like,
Absolutely
like
not.
you know how I bought like those recently? I bought those like platform Converse.
Yes.
Mhm.
And that was a whole
I
big
love those.
deal. Literally, I was like, you guys, it's the same shoe, just a little taller.
God.
Yeah.
Don't you wish you could have, like...
Unlimited shoes, yeah.
that too.
I love shoes.
God. I want a whole room dedicated to shoes. One
No,
day.
no,
Anyways.
Yeah, sorry.
Go.
Yeah, wait.
Next
But,
question.
like, I wish that we could, like, do... Like, you know when you can hear every single thought about somebody's
Yes.
head?
Mhm.
I would love to... I think that's just me being, like...
we just
nosy.
love cheese man.
Yeah, I love cheese man.
Yeah.
But, like, I would love to hear, like, when those people are looking, I wonder what they're thinking.
They're, right.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if they're playing Are You a Boy or Girl game, or they're playing, like, what the fuck is that person wearing?
Yeah.
Or they're playing, like, God, I wish I could do that, but then they're disguised. That's probably a lot about what it is that people are envious that there's people out there that are so confident in themselves,
Mhm.
but they project it instead of praising that person for how
Then try
confident
to
they
tear you
are,
down.
they tear you down
Mhm.
Yeah.
a notch so that they feel better about themselves.
Yeah.
And that's a huge contributor of like homophobia and everything that
Yeah.
like, you know, it's you know, that's a whole other point of like, it's, you know, it's kind of problematic in a sense to blame homophobia on like closeted people, because like in a sense you're still blaming the queer community for homophobia
Yeah.
in a way. That's a whole different topic conversation,
Yeah.
but there is something to be said about people who are so immensely insecure affecting your day.
Yeah.
You know, like people will push and push and push their insecurities onto you to the point where they will try and completely change the perception that other people have of you just so they can feel better about themselves.
Yeah.
And that happens so much. Like that family is a prime example.
Oh yeah.
You know, you could tell like, you know what? I'm going to go there because they were being homophobic. Like,
Yeah.
you could tell they weren't like, they weren't a well put together family. They probably had nothing else better to talk about
Yeah.
than the fact that
I
I
feel-
was dressing the way that I was.
No, because I want to, again, this is forever ago and I can't recall, but I swear, like, when we walked in, they were, like, all just, like, on their phones, like, not talking.
Yeah.
I feel like it. I don't know, though. I could be
Damn,
lying.
I brought that family closer together that day.
Yeah.
You did.
Wow, look at you. You really do benefit everyone's life.
Yes!
I'm literally Ellen at this point. Even asking you guys questions. Ooh, this might be a long one.
Okay.
Does the way that you present, has it ever affected casting?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
How so? He's like, yeah. Period.
Period, that's all I
Yeah.
gotta say.
End of sentence. So like, here's the thing.
Edgar's not trying to get his word count up.
No, literally. So I went to a previous college, obviously, and I was taking an acting class, and it was like the third or fourth day that we met, and it was like a person stood up, and then everybody had to like character type them, because you know how not character type. What's the word?
Character, categorize.
Or like what's the thing where like typecast? They were trying to,
Oh,
so like
typecast.
they were like just from what we see right now, we're gonna see what your typecast is.
Well,
No, I hated this because
This
again.
is in a class?
Yes, this is in the class.
before you spoke like a monologue or anything,
Yeah,
they
like-
were already cast.
Yeah, because I think so. This is forever ago. Anyways, so I just remember.
They're like the lawnmower, the guy who does the lawn,
yeah,
that's
that's
the Mexican guy.
no. I wish it was that, because here's the thing.
Well, okay.
What they said was like, again,
Sorry.
I didn't know these people. We had barely introduced ourselves, like. And so I went up there and I just, stood there and smiled. And the fucking professor, heart emoji though, heart emoji, love that professor. He was like, if I were to typecast you, it'd be as like the closeted person who's too, and I was like, what? How are you, because here's the thing, again, I don't dress like a specific person. Literally that day I was just wearing my typical thing where it's like oversized crew neck, jeans, and then sneakers. And I was like, no, like, because my voice used to be like very feminine, like very high. It took forever to like need to speak like this. I was very self-conscious of my voice. People used to be like, here you go, ma'am. And I was like, fuck, I just want to have a deep voice. But then I started giving a fuck. But I'm like, no, you like heard my voice. And I guess you're making assumptions, and that's what you're basing it off of.
Yeah.
You're not basing like what I look right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's just no way. There's no way. I was like,
I'm baffled that professor even.
literally.
First of all, that assignment is really whack.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think that's what it was. But I know for a fact, like, I went up there, and they're like, oh, he was like, I see you as the closeted person, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you gathered that from me standing here?
Right.
I was like, there's no way. I'm sorry. There's
No,
just
you
way."
probably went up there and did this. And then they were like, and you're like, I don't know why they're saying that about me.
And I was like, who's spreading those rumors around?
Oh, not Kate.
No, literally. And I was just like,
Oh my fucking
I was
god.
like, I don't fucking know you. And then he was like, I'm not trying to offend you, which is, it's the same thing as, no offense.
No offense.
No offense,
No offense, but.
No offense, but you're the fucking worst.
Right.
And I was just like, what?
Yeah.
And then everybody else was like, no, like, I see you as, like, this sweet, like, sidekick friend. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Because I literally have a baby face. Well, I did. Not as much anymore. But then I was like, they were like, oh, just, like, a sweet background character, like, the best friend, or blah, blah, blah. And I was like, these all make sense. Homeboy over there was just, he was like, I see the closet game part. I was like, how are you gathering that from me? Yeah. Maybe we should cut that whole section out, because what if people from my old school watch this? Let me think.
You got that associate's degree from that place and then headed out.
True.
I really did. And I wasn't planning on going to college anymore. Thank goodness that I came to WT, though. Go Buffs! But no, yeah, he said that, and I was like,
Right.
what the fuck? But yeah.
Damn.
Oh, wait, that wasn't even casting. I just wanted to get it off my chest. We can cut that whole
It's
section
okay. No.
out. I just,
I
like...
just need to get that off my chest.
I really, because here's the thing, when it happened, like, you know me,
No,
I'm not
yeah.
one to, like, say anything about anything. I'll be like, oh my god, you're so funny, and you're right. You're so right. But then when it happened, I was like, what the fuck are you doing right now? I was like, why are you saying this stuff right now? I'm so self-conscious, my face turned red, and I was like, I hate it, I want to go home. But yeah.
Was that like one of your first days in acting class?
I don't think it was the first day, because the first day was when I saw Omar walking into my class, and I was like, there's no way that he's in this class, and then he was.
Oh.
Yeah, because I wasn't friends with Omar yet,
Mhm.
and I, like, knew of him from high school. He was typical straight man, was in sports, didn't do theater.
Right.
And then he walks into the theater class,
And you're
Omar
like,
being him, and I was like, and the second that class ended, I FaceTimed my friend. I was like, "You won't believe who's in theater and acting one." And they're like, "Who?" And I was like, "Omar Navarez." And then now we're literally like really good friends.
And now we're literally giving him a free promo.
Yeah. So shout out to my friend
No.
Omar Navarez, first male friend I've ever had.
Aww.
Cute.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, outside of theater.
Hmm.
Yeah, because everyone outside of the theater just like. I knew a lot of people, but I wasn't friends with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you're like well known in high school?
Yeah.
That's how I was. It was just like they knew of me, but I was like I didn't. Yeah. Casting.
Has
Wait,
it affected you in how casting directors might see you as well? I guess that's how it could be
I don't
phrased.
think it's affected me in a bad way. I feel like the fact that I knew who I wanted to be because I wasn't able to be who I wanted when I was younger, coming in knowing who I wanted to be and presenting myself the way that I did kind of helped me almost because like for example now I play at least one male role in the show that I'm in currently and they appreciate that as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And like As You Like It, understudied for a male and a female.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it helped me in a way.
I don't know, like, about gender-wise, if that has affected casting. Other things have affected it, but I don't think, like...
What the things that have affected it?
Because
this is gender expression, but it could be expression altogether as well.
Altogether? So I don't think... It's not, like, how I express myself, it's the way that I look. And it goes back to, like, that person and how they view that certain character. And it's, like, one thing that they always see when I'm there is, like, comedic relief. I'm like, slay, I can play that at the drop of a hat. But, like, I'm never the lover. I'm never a lead, which I don't mind. But I was like, I just don't know why they, like, what am I trying to say? Ever give other people a chance to play those roles.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's always just go back to typecast.
Yeah, and it's like, it goes, and it's like, and I hate that it's like always based off of appearance.
Yeah.
But I'm like, why aren't you giving those people, like, a fair chance, you know? Because it's like, they could do it as well. You just, like, you see the lover as, like, a typical, like, slender, strong man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm like, not all lovers are like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the first, like, the closest I've ever gotten to, like, a lead or, like, a lover was doing understudy for Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, shit. And then, like, when I got it, I literally told Omar, I was like, Omar, I don't know why it's not you. I don't know why you're the understudy. And so he was like, Edgar, shut the fuck up. And he was just like, you just... I was like, okay, anyways. But, yeah. I just, like, yeah. Or, like, I don't know, you who, like, present, like, both male and female. And it's like, why don't you get this, you know? It's like, but also, like, I guess, like, people would be like, oh, well, you're taking away roles from, like, female. But it's like, you still get a chance to, like, at least try to go for it, you know? That's like, you can give the role to someone else, but at least let me try to be the lover, you know? Let me audition for him. The fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah.
No. Yeah, I
It's
mean...
been periods for me. Not
like,
expression.
when I was, like, strictly presenting as male, I obviously got so many opportunities, like, to present as, like, to play the comedy person, or, like, the little boy, or, like, you know, such and such, like, because I even got opportunities of, like, playing, like, a feminine looking man, you know, a feminine acting man is what I should say.
Yeah.
But I when I started presenting as like non-binary and, you know, presenting fluidly within even my auditions, I think it was difficult for the directors in our department to pinpoint what I was and who I was and what they wanted to do with me. I've been told by one of our directors at our school that there was this one time I played a masculine man character. His name was Richard Hannay, and he was in the 49 Steps, something like that. It was Alfred Hitchcock, whatever. Anyways.
Oh, Vintage Hitchcock?
Yeah, it was Vintage Hitchcock, and it was Alfred Hitchcock, and it was one of his movies, and I played a character named Richard Hannay, which is like run-of-the-mill, all-American, manly man kind of vibes. And it was a voice it was a radio play, and so I got to vocally express that character, and I got to do it physically and facially as well, but it was mostly vocally express that character. And I was told that I could do it, but then was later on told that the only reason I was given that opportunity is because I didn't have to look the part. I just had to act the part. And so was told that I was able to execute these very masculine characters, but I was not masculine enough to be those characters outside of that experience. And then on the same flip side, by this same director, told me that I wasn't her idea of femininity, and she wasn't necessarily sure that she wanted to go that route. Even though I wasn't like a boy auditioning to be a girl, I was a person auditioning to be a person.
Right.
And that's a concept that hasn't stayed strong with a lot of directors yet, is that they will see your body immediately and they're like, this is exactly what you have to look like when you're on stage, when they don't realize that wigs, makeup, everything goes into account with theater. It's none of these characters are going to look the exact same way that they look walking into the audition room. And if it is, it's quite literally a lazy costumer and a lazy makeup artist to think that they have to have that specific look as they're walking into the audition room. I think that's personally a lazy artistic direction, to think that you have to present the way that you look in the audition room the way you look on stage. Anyways, I was told that I was not feminine enough, or that I wasn't going to be taken in a feminine sense, and that the community in this area wasn't going to look at me as a woman. And so,
said that?
Yeah, by the same director, they told me that I wasn't masculine enough to be a man, and I wasn't feminine enough to be a woman. And then I went through this whole turmoil of oh my God, did I set myself back many, many, many opportunities and many years of progression in my performance because of my personal life? Do I need to stop presenting as non-binary and choose to be one, so that I get more opportunities in one aspect of that? And ultimately I didn't do that because that's psychotic, and I'm gonna choose myself over a production. But it has been challenging, and obviously I started competing against women for female roles, and the market for female roles is way higher. So it's way harder to get a role as a woman, which is super fucking misogynistic and awful, and the ratios are just sucky, but it is so much harder to get a role as a woman than it is a man. Somebody who has tried both, I've gotten way more opportunities presenting masculine than I have feminine, and I think it was extremely affirming, within my gender expression, to get cast as Phoebe and As You Like It. Because then I had a conversation with our director about it, Echo, and she asked me that I was allowed to present however I wanted to. She was like, I just knew that your personality and your performance was going to show Phoebe no matter how you decided to look or dress. And I was relieved by hearing that, because I was you understand that I'm playing a person and not playing I'm playing a person, not playing a caricature of a person, you know? It was so great. And then I decided to present as a woman in the show, and I feel like it paid off.
It did.
You
killed it.
It was really good.
Thanks.
Phoebe was I think one of my favorite characters in that show.
Thanks.
And Jaquith.
Hey.
Shout out to Marfontaine.
Literally. But
I just wish more directors were like that, where it's they don't base it off what's your appearance looks. It's can you act like that person? Are you your person who's going to play a person?
And I think that's another instance is this summer in the Shakespeare, I ended up accidentally being the understudy for a man who literally looks so completely different than me.
That's such a great example.
But yet I was able to portray a very similar character to him, because guess what? I know how to act. And it has nothing to do with how I present on a day-to-day basis. it has everything to do with how educated and
You're training.
how trained you are to
Literally.
understand how to transform your body
Yeah.
and voice to fit a character.
Exactly.
Not about what anatomy that you
I
were born
know.
with. It's so
I just
frustrating how small the lens of some directors are, and then their excuses are is that they're from a small town or that
And that
they're from a
should be an
specific
excuse.
region. and
Because
you're
you
like,
can learn how to
Exactly.
Literally.
accept other things. You just have to like
yeah.
make yourself open-minded.
Literally.
and
Or
up
us
to
literally
those
coming from
changes.
such a traditional family.
Literally,
Yeah,
and
here
look
we
at
are.
us. Look at us now.
Look at us now.
Like-
so that cannot be an excuse.
I do have a question
Yeah.
about. I'm just gonna keep saying said director because I don't want to put anyone on blast or anything.
Okay.
But, said director that I was talking about, who had told me that wasn't masculine enough to present as a man and wasn't feminine enough to be one of her women in her shows. This specific director also has cast many women in male presenting roles, but has not done the latter. And I think it goes on with this very similar thing that we were talking about earlier of like, it's very easily digestible for feminine people
Yeah,
to present masculine
is.
than it is for masculine people
It
to
is.
present feminine.
It is, and I will argue for that, like,
Yeah.
because it is,
Yeah.
and I just think it's because traditionally men are looked up to more and there's more expected from them, so that's why it's hard for them to I guess differ their opinions when it comes to that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it does play up to that, and I think it fits well in that argument.
Yeah. And, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm not educated in the sense of theater because, like, women weren't allowed on stage for
That's
the
true.
longest time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so men used to play women's roles. Like, that's
Yep.
where the whole term drag comes from because
Yeah.
women would dress as women. Men would dress as women in these shows and portray these women characters
Mm-hmm.
because they would go through all of that trouble just so that women couldn't have a voice on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then finally, women were allowed to portray these characters on stage that were written for a woman to play, and that was such a progressive ideology back then. And then we've now completely cycled back to the point
Yeah.
where we're having these conversations about like if it's okay for a man to play a woman on stage or for a masculine presenting person to play a woman on stage when that's literally like where we started.
And I think it plays back to like two things. One, that we forget how it got started originally. Like they forget how the whole theater started. And two, them playing into how traditional society is and how like they're just not open to living again in between the norm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's so odd.
it is. Gosh.
La, la.
Here, I'll ask this last question.
Right.
Are you content with yourself?
I think like overall, sure.
Why,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, well, sure.
Just because like, I said this at the beginning, like, I'm always like, I think it's always good to like step out of your comfort zone or try new things. So it's like right now, yeah, but then like, times change. So like maybe on like the way that I'm right now, I might not be comfortable in, but then I'll change and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or like content with myself.
Yeah.
Because before we started, I was like, in what sense? And then I just like, in general, I was like, okay, yeah. So sure.
Yeah.
What about y'all?
I am.
Mm-hmm.
I think even though sometimes like I was explaining like I'm scared to be who I am officially, like around certain people,
Mm-hmm.
I still know who I am
Yeah.
and still try to be who I want to be. So I am, for sure.
I love that. I definitely am. It took me a long time to like grasp like what I wanted from the way that I look and the way that I present, and I think I feel like I've definitely am in the complete right direction as far as everything,
Hell
which
yeah.
Period.
I'm glad about. I'm definitely not like hear them. Okay, I'm definitely in a great place as far as I feel about how I express and stuff like that. But
I'll see the same thing.
I think
yeah.
I think the only thing that's stopping me is money. Money is stopping
Money.
me. If I could buy more clothes, if I could more
Shoes.
shoes, more beauty products, all of these things.
Literally.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but I do feel like I'm very comfortable with the way that I am. And, you know, I think a lot of the things is that, like, this question, it says, are you content with yourself? Which is the most important thing. But I think a lot of us, like, so much crave other people to be content with us in our performance, in our expression as well.
Absolutely.
Which sucks because that's always going to be in the back of our heads, because this question, are you content with yourself, is the most important one, but there's still going to be
other people's
what
opinions.
are other people going to think about you. And that just stinks. I think that's something that's so instilled in us as, like, people of color too, is to always consider how we act might affect, like, everything, because it's so instilled in, like, the people that we grew up with, that they could be, you know, either, like, taken away for how much attention they're bringing themselves, or how odd they might be, or, you know.
Oh yeah, I briefly mentioned stuff like that at our, like, actual discussion in person.
Yeah, so, like, I feel like that's so instilled in people of color to not try and be outside of the box, because they're already...
We're scared.
We're scared, and we're already out of the norm because of our race and our nationalities, and it's like one of those things with, like, we're so close to this understanding of true equality, like, that I can taste it, but there is still people out there that are, like, bringing down and make us not think and focus on this question of how content we are with ourselves, because of how much their opinions can affect how much contentness we have with ourselves. It just stinks.
I think once we get to the point where we are completely content with ourselves, though, it doesn't matter what everybody else thinks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was one of the odd things too that I learned about, like, when I said that even people in New York stare. I think that, like, got me too. I was like, oh, so motherfucker's gonna have a problem everywhere I go. So it's not where I am, it's who I am. And I have to be completely comfortable with what I'm presenting and who I am, and how much I love myself, because it's not gonna matter. At the end of the day, random ass people on the street that are staring at me aren't paying my bills.
Literally.
They're not paying my bills.
They're not.
Literally.
So it's on all of us to, like, express ourselves, no matter how much it hurts, or, like, you know, it feels like there's so much restraint to it, but you gotta, or you're just not gonna, like, you're not gonna fulfill or live the life that you want if you don't consistently do that.
Exactly. I agree.
Do you guys have anything else to say?
No. This is really
I don't think so.
No?
No.
No?
I'm just trying to keep my word count down again.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, we're just going to keep it down. I think that was all of our questiones.
This is a fun one.
I love it. Yeah. We're this is going to be a bi-weekly thing, hopefully. So please keep on the lookout. We're not completely sure what days these are going to be posted yet.
Or where yet, for sure.
Or where, yeah. Oh, I didn't tell you guys, I did make a YouTube page. There's a YouTube page. So it will definitely be posted on YouTube, but as far as the other platforms will go, you're just going to have to be on the lookout.
Follow us on Instagram, open space, brace space, all one word.
And this has been The Dip.
Hope you enjoyed the scoop.
Okay, well, we love you guys. Thank you.
Bye.
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 Oh shit, that video alone was 48 minutes. And then the one on my phone is...